Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is a beautiful afternoon, and I welcome you to this Modern Mirabai channel. This is Punita here, and this is the Happiness Week going on, where day 5 entails all about deriving happiness from your finances. I have with me a very dear friend whom I trust completely with my finances, Binoli, and she will be taking us through how we can derive happiness from our finances. Before we get into our session, let me tell you, modern Mirabai is all about empowering, enabling ambitious women to become self reliant, to become independent, take all round ownership of themselves without feeling guilty about it. This session, this Happiness Week, is celebrating the spirit of modern Mirabai, and each day we have been revealing to you 5 aspects of our lives through which you can derive happiness. Today is about finances. Also, one more request to my viewers, please subscribe and like this channel so that next time, next session, an empowering session can come to your screen effortlessly. We have Binoli with us. She has dropped out. She'll be back soon. Meanwhile, let me tell you what to expect in this session ahead. In this session, we will be discussing reasons, occasions, opportunities, and many more things why finances, women taking care of their finances is necessary. More so, a lot of taboo, a lot of myths that we will be busting around finances is something which we will be taking care of. To all the women who are listening to us, to all the Mirabais, I request you to please stay tuned as we are trying to get Binoli back here. To add to my viewers, let me tell you, I am offering free mentoring sessions to all these modern Mirabais who think they need to speak up. The very session that you can book for yourself is available in the Google form. The link I have shared below this video. Nice to have you back, Binoli.
Yeah, I'm sorry to got lost in this session.
Okay. So the link to book your session will be shared below in the description. To all those who are looking for a free mentoring session, please go ahead and book for yourself. If you are not needing it, please share it with somebody whom you think needs to have a heart-to-heart talk, a conversation. It could be a life changer for them. Now coming back, Binoli here has been in this industry for 15 years. She has been handling she has been handling clients from across the country and world, portfolios which are commendable. And she has her own firm which she's been managing for last 10 years. Binoli, 10 years, right? Wonderful. The Money Mart, and going through a broken background herself, she has now pulled herself back, regained all her strength like a phoenix and flying high. She completely understands what it means to be financially independent, how important is it for a woman to be financially independent, and is here to share her perspectives specifically with us, the modern Mirabais, all of us watching here. So, Binoli, I'm handing over this to you. Please tell us a little more about yourself and what to expect ahead.
Hi, so good afternoon, everybody, and I'm happy to see you all today on a working day on an afternoon. And actually, I did not know about Modern Mirabai unless Punita told me about it 3 weeks back. And as soon as she told me the concept, and I was like, yeah, I also want to be a part of this because I have gone through a lot in my own life. And if I can do a little bit over here, to help somebody, do something better in life or, go higher from where they are right now, I'll be more than happy. So yes, I have been 15 years into this industry, and This is something which I'm actually very passionate about also. So we've done a lot of sessions in terms of educating women, men, everybody on this subject. So I'm really happy to address all your questions right now. So
Wonderful. Wonderful. So glad to have you here, Binoli, and so glad that our participants are also pulling out their precious time on an afternoon working day to be here with us. Let's begin the power back session and hit directly the nail where it really matters. So, what is it? What does financial independence really mean, Binoli? I think 99% of the people are not even aware of what it really means. And awareness brings in more acceptance and action thereon. But let's begin from here. What is financial independence?
imagine you wake up in the morning, okay, and you have the liberty to decide what you want to do today. You have in control over
We have lost you, Binoli. There are some power cut issues. By the way, Binoli is from Mumbai, and she apparently has been facing some power cut issues that we were talking about immediately before the session. And she's been switching between her mobile hotspot and an alternate power source supply to ensure that we have this session today. I really appreciate you guys being patient with us. We'll be having her back soon. Meanwhile, I'll request all my viewers to please share this streaming with all those whom you think need, because especially the financial awareness is very low among the women here.
I am
Binoli.
what's the problem with my network today?
Yes, I was just informing the viewers itself that you've been trying to juggle between alternate power sources to get this session running and going for us. So, yes, I'll ask the question once again. Hopefully, yes.
No, I know the question. I'll just start again on that. So basically, financial independence is doing what you want on a daily basis. That you can manage your own time. Okay. And see, a lot of times what happens, when we are working or we are not financially set, okay, we have to do a lot of things even if we don't want to do. It's like Monday morning blues. A lot of people, hate Mondays because you have to, it's like the full week you have to work for. Okay. But imagine, Saturday, Sunday, all are same. You decide what you want to do when. Okay. And that is actual financial independence, that you get to decide what you want to do and when you want to do. And when you can do that, because when you have an adequate financial backup, so you can pursue your dreams or do whatever you want. So that is true financial independence according to me.
Lovely. In fact, we were having a discussion the other day where you said a lot of women do earn for themselves, but there is another aspect to it where they have to have the decision. They have to get involved in the decision where they spend that money. I think that is where the power or the control or the charge really comes of financial independence, right?
What happens, most of us, earn for ourselves. Okay, a lot of many women have also started earning now. The ratio is going up. But what happens at the end of the day? The money comes to your bank account as your salary, and then it's either your husband or your father who takes the decision in terms of what needs to happen with this money, where it would be invested, what loans can be taken on this money. Okay. So still you're working so hard for your money, but you are still not deciding what happens with that money which is coming into your bank account. So the day you can actually, start deciding that where you want to invest this money, what are your financial goals on which you want to spend this money or splurge this money. Okay, that's when you are truly financially independent. That you are taking all your decisions, not in terms of getting in money, but also letting the money move out and go into different, goals.
Right, right. You used a term here called planning it well. What do you mean by planning it well?
Okay. So, see, planning basically means, having a structure, okay, into your finances. So, basically everything that we do in life today has some plan. Okay, if I have to go from my office to home, I have a plan, right? I will move out of my house, take my car, take XYZ road, and then reach home in some time span. Okay, so even with finances, you need to have a plan. Okay, so now when you plan, you mean that it should be a goal. Okay, that when I leave, when I'm putting some money into some product, that money has to have some goal, that where I want to reach that money and for what purpose I need to use that money. Now that goal can be retirement, it could be children's education, it could be buying a house, it could be going on a holiday, or even some buying some expensive piece of jewelry.
Right, right.
So every money which you invest plan for that goal. Okay. And so one aspect is having a goal in mind. Okay. The other aspect is also that how you want to achieve that goal. Okay. So the first example which I gave of going home, I can, drive home, I can take a train, I can take a bus. Okay. All of these modes of transports have different time and different costs. Okay. If I have to reach home faster, house. Okay. So similarly for your investments also, that once you've decided on your financial goal, okay, you have to decide the vehicle which you have to take to reach that goal. Now that vehicle can be, stocks, it could be bonds, it could be gold, it could be real estate, it could be a mix of all. So planning means, sitting down and doing all these things, understanding your own risk profile, that how do you behave in different market scenarios. So
Lovely.
that's precisely what it is.
I just want to ask what happens here among most of us, and the women do take a back seat more often than not, because they're always, it's considered first a man's domain, and there always is a male who's taking care of the finances. It could be a father or a brother or a husband, somebody is always handling those finances for you, and you are more than willing and happy to let them take the lead. It could be various reasons, but yes, what do you think, what is your take on that? Why is it okay to let them lead, or should we be equally charged? Do you think there is still merit in it?
See, there's nothing wrong. I think there's nothing wrong in, they
The internet connection
yeah.
is
So
a
I
bit
think there's nothing wrong.
we are
Yeah. Am I
we are
audible?
getting to hear you, but it's in pieces. Yes, yes.
Better now. So I think there's nothing wrong in the male member, taking the lead. But what I want to, tell all the women who are hearing me, okay, that you should also take active interest into that, okay, and upgrade yourself so that you can understand what they are doing for you. So whenever you plan your finances, it is better both of you all sit and plan them together. If you go to a financial advisor, go together. Okay, so everything which he is doing for you, you should be aware, you should try to learn so that, see, and it's not necessary that the male is always taking the right decision. Okay, so I'll just give you a small example. I acquired a client 2 years back from a session like this. Okay, and she was very scared to start investing. She always felt okay that I don't want to go wrong because if I do something wrong, my husband is going to tell me that why did you have to get into this when I was doing this myself. So, and when I started asking her about her financial goals, I realized she doesn't have anything in mind that where she wants to achieve. So I insisted that she needs to meet me with her husband, and only then I'll be in a better position to help her. Okay. So after a lot of reluctance, after 6 months, I actually I met her again with her husband. Okay. And you may be surprised to know, but the husband knew nothing.
Wow.
Nothing at all. Okay. In fact, this female had learned up quite a lot in these 6 months, and she could understand much more than the husband, when I was talking to them. Okay. So if I wouldn't have consulted both of them together, it would have been a big chaos, because she would be investing a small proportion in the correct way. He would be investing a larger proportion based on tips, received from here and there. So a lot of times we feel, okay, that he's, the male member is doing it. He may be doing it in the best way, but, it's not that they also have all the information and all the time also. So it's always better, that you do it together.
True. And I think it is a unnecessary burden for a male member also to be, I think it's too much of prejudice on the male as well to be knowing everything, taking all the financial decisions. They may or may not be comfortable. They may or may not know everything, as you rightly said. But the aspiration from the family that you only have to take and only you have to take this puts him also under a lot of pressure. So if you can share the load with your partner, with your spouse, I think you'll be respected more for this aspect of being willing to share the load. He will be more than willing to share the details with you if you have no interest of partnering him.
Sorry, I lost you.
I'm saying a husband or your partner may be more than willing to share the details and include you if you are willing, if you show your willingness to partner him in these financial decisions.
Yeah, very much. I think they are more than happy to do that.
So a couple of things that we saw here, myth breaking, was the fact that it is not only the male member of the family who needs to take the financial decision, independence, but also the women who equally can do it. You have to be willing to express your interest first. Second, your involvement in the decision making, in spending those monies, those dollars that you are earning is very important for your financial literacy, for your complete independence. It is not about being selfish. It is not about going out of your way or crossing the line. That's not the intent here. The intent is to make yourself financially strong, your backbone, financial backbone, getting stronger. If you are saving money, my dear lady, the intent is very pure. If you are saving 1,000 aside, keeping 1,000 aside, the intent is there definitely is a reason for you to be saving that money. And here we are just telling you to invest that money wisely instead of keeping it in your wallet or your cupboard. Just invest that money wisely so the pure intent with which you had saved that money can be retained. You will make that 1,000 get some more interest, earn some more interest for you, and ensuring that you preserve that interest. Yes, having an advisor by your side will only be much better. Yes, Binoli.
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry because of this network.
Okay. So we were last talking about women taking equal ownership and sharing the load with men. And you were trying to express the point that it is completely okay. You had clients who were unwilling. So here again, I'm saying women and a lot of men also, by the way, have this fear that if I invest money, what if I lose money? There's a lot of fear which holds them back from taking any action. And more so with women. If a man does it, he probably may choose not to tell it at home and not feel guilty about it. But that's how the women are built or knitted, if I could say. They actually own up and say, "Mujhse thoda sa nuksan ho gaya," and they get to hear a lot, obviously. तुमको अकल नहीं है तो तुमने finance में डाला. I mean, I want you to address that sentiment where, is it okay to lose a little money if you're experimenting and learning something? What is it? What is your take on it?
Yeah. So this is always going to happen. See, when you learn driving, okay, there is a big chance you may bang somebody slightly, okay, or you may get some scratches on your car, does it mean that you don't drive? You still continue driving, right? And you better your skills. Same as with investments. So when you start investments, there are going to be bumps. Okay, you may take wrong decisions. You may invest in the wrong products, or you may be misguided. There could be all these things, but that doesn't mean you stop, because that's not a one-time thing. It's something you need to do for life. And see, today it might be so that it's not important for you to take these decisions, because there is somebody who's doing that on your behalf, and that person may also be doing it quite well. Okay, and there may not be any need for you to get into this. But sometimes in future there could be scenarios where whether you like it or you don't like it, this responsibility will come on you. Okay, scenarios like divorce. Okay, I have gone through it, so I know it very well. That's suddenly you get a lot of money for your alimony or something like that, and then you need to know where to put this money. Okay, and being a financial advisor, that people, there were people who used to come to advise me that what I should do with that money. So I can imagine a person who doesn't understand could go through a lot of dilemma. Okay, then maybe sometimes there could be death of a family member, and you get a lot of corpus as a life insurance cover. Okay, because now people have started taking huge covers in life insurance, which used to not give earlier. Okay, so maybe you get 2 crores, 10 crores, 20 crores coming to you as life insurance coverage. So again, we need to know how to prudently put this money so that it can benefit you, because the person has done his job and gone. Okay, but now it's your duty to ensure that your family is sustained. Okay. Thirdly, women are getting a lot of money nowadays due to inheritance. Okay, so inheritance on your father's property or something like that. So a lot of reasons because of which women need to be financially independent, because there may be a time, sometime where this responsibility comes on you, or small things. Like I'll give you a personal example again. Okay, my dad has Parkinson's, so now his signature goes wrong. Like has a mismatch. Now my mom is she's been a housewife, like a typical Gujarati family where the women are not much involved in the business. Okay, so now I have to keep pushing her that, mommy, please go to the bank, start at least withdrawing some money through the ATM, because you have to use your signature. So see, you give them a paper and they sign, okay, but they don't really know what's happening. So something like that can come up to anybody in future. So if you're a little bit aware in the process, I think it really, really helps.
Right. You very rightly said there could be multiple reasons why you may have to take a financial decision. If not now, in the future, 5 years, 15 years down the line, you will be standing at a crossroad where you will have to take a financial decision for yourself. Are you ready for that moment? Is the question. Are you ready to take that skill on now? Is the question. You may choose to learn the skill, or you may be forced to learn the skill in the times of dilemma. The choice is completely yours. The consequences are completely yours. In that sense, we are promoting financial literacy among women who are ambitious and want to take charge. Very well addressed point, Binoli, here, that it is necessary and the reasons why we should be learning this. A few of us in this journey may be a little ahead, where they already are independent, and they are taking those decisions and planning a little bit for themselves. What would you recommend them? What do you suggest them?
See, I'll tell you a sincere advice, okay? That everybody needs a financial planner. And I'm not saying that because I am a planner, okay? In fact, even a financial planner needs a planner, okay? Because what happens, when you're doing something for yourself, okay, you have your biases, okay? You're emotionally to that thing, okay? Like a doctor. It's very easy for him to operate on a patient, but when he has to do something to his family member, his hands also tremble sometimes, okay? Similar of finances, that all of us, including me, need a financial planner to handhold us, when we are going wrong, when we are taking decisions which are emotionally guided and not based on real, practicality. Okay, because what happens, most of the people, okay, they know concepts. Okay, so you may know what is an emergency fund, you may know what is stocks, you may know what is asset allocation, a lot of these, terminologies which we use. Okay, but it may be difficult. But it may be difficult for you to put it in right perspective for yourself. Okay, and how do you react, when there are problems. Okay, like in COVID, a lot of people lost jobs, pay cuts and things like that. Okay, so then in that case of, that kind of scenario, okay, that okay, where you should remove your money, or how do you, sustain your expenses with a job loss or things like that. So that is why you should take help from an expert, and it could be anybody, who can guide you in terms of, when there are issues.
Very true. And at this moment, I
Also
definitely.
keep Punita, one more thing, and you should also keep upgrading your skills, because this is not something like driving. Okay, you learn it once and you know it for life. Finance is changing every day. Okay, every day there are new products which come in our country, which come abroad, and now being in India, we can also abroad in a lot of stocks and real estate, a lot of things in other countries. Okay, so now you, like, for example, have a Bitcoin. You have a lot of other things which were not there a few years back. So you have to keep on upgrading your skills. Okay, and when I say upgrading, it's not something very difficult. Okay, simple things. Okay, like all of us get this can subscribe to this newspaper ET Wealth, which comes every Monday. Okay, uh, if somebody reads that paper, no, they are almost upgraded, on 50% of the things happening in the financial world. Okay, it is so good. So okay, so simple reading a little bit, and you will keep abreast with what's happening around.
Very nice. At this moment, in front of my viewers, I'll confess. Thank you, Binoli, for suggesting, for recommending that emergency fund that we created when you were consulting. When I had reached out to you. I lost my job for 8 months before I finally got, and I could sail through that phase because I had a backbone, an emergency fund to tap into in those difficult times. And now that we are back, starting again, I mean, I really am grateful for that advice that did come in then. So with that, मुझे ये और बताइए, बिनोली की, when we are setting out ourselves in this journey of, now that we have established the fact कि financial literacy ज़रूरी है, financial advisor सबको ज़रूरी है, how do we finalize, how do we go about looking for a financial advisor, what are the traits that we should look for, कैसे finalize करें कौन हमारे लिए सही है?
So, you may approach maybe 2 to 3 advisors if you're confused. Okay, so that you understand what all of them are offering. Okay, I think the most important thing is, why are we actually even talking about investing and approaching somebody, so that your life is simple, so that you can focus on your core job. Okay, and the other work is taken care by the advisor, right? So just try to approach somebody who makes your life simple, who connects with you, in your first meeting, who can actually explain you things, in a very simple format which you can understand. Okay, not that just because somebody talks technical, talks, like big words, doesn't mean that he's the best one for you. Okay, in fact, the person should talk in very simple language which you can understand. Okay, because only if you understand, you'll be able to relate, you'll be able to share all your concerns. So this is the first thing. Okay, that the language should be plain simple. Second thing, of course, you can look at the qualifications. Because that, first of all, is she qualified? Because we have a lot of qualifications which is set by the regulators, which are mandatory for and somebody to advise. So whether the advisor has the current qualifications. Okay. Third thing, and which is something I truly believe in, is whether he or she has a skin in the game. So whatever skin in the game. Okay. So basically, whatever the person is recommending. Okay. First, are they themselves investing in the same product? Okay. So if I tell you to put into some specific fund or some specific stock, am I also investing into that? Okay. So if the advisor is putting their own money into the same product, okay, there is a higher chance that the product would be good, and that's why that is ruling out to me. So how much of skin in the game is there? And fourth is also approachability. Okay, you may have the best of the advisor, but if he's not approachable when you are in need, okay, you may have a hospital emergency, and if the advisor says, okay, but we are scheduled for a call once in quarter, so I meet you once in a quarter, then that doesn't serve the purpose. So very basic checks. And I think the fifth thing is your instinct. You know, when you meet a person, you always have that little bit instinct, right? Whether I want to work ahead with this person or not. The same thing comes here.
True, true. Very, very nicely put across, Binoli. And I'll thank you here for being with us. It's been a wonderful, wonderful session. To the few key takeaways here before we wrap up this session, I'll just repeat once again that women also need to be financially literate, financially independent, the definition which Binoli gave us, that you have to be taking those financial decisions, not only be just earning the money, you have to be equally involved. Then next we went ahead to discuss if somebody's male counterpart, the male member in the family is investing, then should you be partnering? Yes, you should be partnering. It's more advisable for you to be jointly doing that. That was the next bit. And the third bit, which we discussed, do not be afraid to get the car scratched a little bit here and there in when you're learning to drive. It's all a part and parcel of the game. And planning financially, how do we move ahead? You can definitely leave your queries to be addressed. By the way, let me share one good news with you here. Binoli has agreed to do a special session for the modern Mirabais inside the inner circle in the third week of April. We'll be declaring the date soon, but she will be with us in the inner circle next time on the Facebook group, especially for the women. She specializes, by the way, in handling portfolios for female clients, and all her expertise comes in there for us exclusively. Thank you so much, Binoli. Before we wrap up the session, I'll just say to my viewers, इस वीडियो को प्लीज शेयर करिए उन लोगों के साथ जिनको आपको लगता है देख के फायदा होगा. This act of kindness, this act of proactiveness may help change somebody's life. You never know. They'll be blessing you for sure. But this motive entirely is to help people, to help women become more independent, become more wholesome, take for wholesome responsibility of their lives. That's what modern Mirabai stands for, and that's what we are proposing on this platform. Please subscribe to this channel, please hit the bell icon and spread the word to whoever must hear this. Thank you so much, Binoli. It was wonderful to have you here. I'm exuberated, and so are my audiences. On their behalf, I give you a thank you from the heart.
It's been my pleasure, and I'm sorry once again for the technical glitch.
Absolutely, Lord. We'll cover it up next time when we go exclusive for our Mirabai. I'm sure there is lot to learn and look forward to being with you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.